8:30.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Starting a brand new feature here on the Radio Wammo Breakfast. We're looking at the Taste Farmers Markets New Zealand Awards. We do it with Chris Fortune. Good morning to you, Chris.
Morning, Glenn. We've got the weather is bucketing down here in Marlborough. What's it like up in Auckland?
It's humid, it's muggy. It's probably going to do the same a little bit later on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so
we're in New Zealand.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's right. So are you in Blenheim?
Yeah, in the mighty South Island. We've had a bit of a rough time down here in the South Island. So, I know that Auckland and Wellingtonians will be thinking about our Christchurch friends, and it's been a bit of a rough year with Westport and the mines, and then we've got the Canterbury earthquake. But we're getting by. We're South Islanders. We're pretty tough down here.
Yeah, I'm sure that everyone in Blenheim is looking after refugees from Christchurch very, very well. Yeah, and of course, good food. I know Marlborough is renowned for its wine and its food. And of course, you'd have a local farmers market there as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we've been running our farmers market now for 10 years. And Glenn, if you work on a radio station, you know what that means. That means 10 years of getting up very early, 10 years of running around after everyone else.
Indeed.
And but we love it. It's great fun. It's a local farmers market here in Marlborough. It's on every Sunday morning, 9 to 12 noon. And look, rain or shine, it's a bit wet today, but I reckon the weather's going to be good by Sunday. Yeah.
Well, so now these Taste Farmers Markets New Zealand Awards, not easy to say if you say it really fast a few times. Is this a new competition, new awards?
So that's absolutely correct. The Taste magazine has come on board. Thanks to the Taste boys and girls. It's a new initiative. It's in its first year. It's the Taste Farmers Market New Zealand Awards. And what we're looking for is the tastiest farmers market in New Zealand. We want the freshest produce from the sea, from the land, and from the bench. And we want to celebrate because, look, Kiwi food, it's the best in the world. But if you watch those ads on TV where the man goes into the restaurant and steals back the lamb, well, that's what's been happening for the last decade. And it's time that we patted ourselves on the back and said, hey, what we grow and produce in New Zealand is the best in the world. Stop sending it overseas, let's make sure we look after our locals. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, indeed, I'm with you on that. What about the criteria for farmers markets? Because not every farmers market is created equal. Are there certain rules around what constitutes a farmers market?
Yeah, look, a farmers market is essentially what it is. It's a gathering of local food producers into one place. What then allows you to do is consumers can come and shop at that farmers market, and they can purchase everything from the local breads, local grown vegetables, seasonal product, really big on seasonal, because in most of our farmers markets you won't find strawberries in the middle of winter in New Zealand.
Yeah.
However, when you go to the supermarket, you'll find Australian strawberries, you'll find South American strawberries, you'll find things that are out of season and are more expensive. So a farmers market is basically, it's a seasonal produce market. It's all about what's available in your region. And look, in Marlborough, we don't have watermelon in our farmers market. We don't have the things that you guys can grow up. Kumara, for example, in the Northland markets, we'll have kumara. We don't have it in Marlborough, but we're celebrating what we're good at here, and that's what we love.
So local is definitely a big factor in farmers markets.
It's got to be local. 3 really basic rules, Glenn. It's got to be local. It's got to come from, it's got to be an edible product, so you've got to be able to eat it. And that means there's no arts and crafts, because what we're trying to do is put all the attention back on the food producers. And so there's no, sorry Glenn, there's no stuffed lavender teddy bears for nanas. There are no trick-or-trunks or bric-a-bracs. It's all about food.
Yeah.
And the most important number one rule is that it's got to be sold by someone who's involved in the production. So essentially all that means is that when you talk to the person behind the stall, they are directly involved in the production. They can answer all those questions for you. When was it caught? How do you prepare this? What do I add to it? How do I cook it? All those really cool questions that you want to know. And
that's actually what makes the experience of going to a farmer's market on a Saturday or Sunday morning really interesting as well, is being able to find out about the food and the heritage behind the food and how it was put together. It's really, really cool. How do the awards actually happen? Is it a panel of judges, or is this people voted?
So the awards are essentially the top award, which will be for the Farmers Market of the Year, will be voted by the consumers. They can jump online, www.farmers, taste Farmers Market Awards, and they can jump on there, they can vote online.
Yeah.
And that's really, really simple. What is your favourite farmers market in New Zealand? We've had hundreds of people already saying that Hamilton is their favourite farmers market. I'm going, whoa, come on, South Islanders, all these Canterbury guys, let's get in behind and support your own individual market. And what will also happen is that we'll also start looking for in each market, we want to look for the hungriest and the tastiest products that are in that market. So we're going to put together a panel of judges.
Yeah.
A couple of celebrities to be announced, and we're going to then gather all those ingredients and find out who has the best product from the kitchen bench, who has the freshest and tastiest from the sea.
That's a great idea. And talking about Canterbury Farmers Markets, I know one of my favourites when I lived in Littleton was absolutely the local Littleton one, and no doubt I'm pretty sure they'll get that one up and running pretty fast as well. So that website, tastefarmersmarkets.org.nz. Now, one thing we're going to do with this feature every week is get you to highlight a particular farmers market that you've been to around the country that perhaps people should check out.
Yeah, love to. Look, I've been to the majority of farmers markets. I've been all the way from Gore down in the bottom of South Island up through to Auckland. I've missed a couple on the way, but look, I'm 2011 is my year to get round the rest of them. But my market for the week is the Waikato farmers markets. There's actually 3 of them in the Waikato region. There's the Cambridge Farmers Market, there's the Tiamatu, I'm going to get myself in trouble, aren't I, Glenn? The Tiamatu Farmers Market, which is a twilight one, and there's also the Hamilton Farmers Market, which is the one that you're looking at now. And all 3 of them are run by the same group of producers.
Yeah.
They are fabulous.
Okay, and as you say, local produce. So what would really sort of identify the Hamilton one, do you think? Well, is there some produce in Waikato that would really you'd notice quite well at the Hamilton one?
Yeah, and that's the great thing about these awards. What they're doing is shining the spotlight on the real food producers of New Zealand. So in Hamilton at the moment, in season, is aubergines, tomatoes, corn, courgettes, scallopinis, cucumbers, radishes, avocados, beans, salad leaves, potatoes and shallots, melons, watermelons. I mean, it's all there. The Waikato is this huge, fabulous food growing region. And I'm really sorry to say that actually, they're actually got more food growers in Hamilton than we do in Marlborough.
Oh, really?
And, I go to visit Hamilton and look, it's fantastic. They have come so far in the last 3 years they've been operating, and they are one of my favourite farmers markets in New Zealand. And everything right through to quinces, stone fruit. We've got the last of the raspberries and strawberries is just in season now.
Yeah.
But also, once you lose your strawberries and raspberries, what happens, Glenn, is that we then gain the apples, the pears, the mandarins, because it's apple season. So, that's the really cool thing about farmers markets.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it is a brilliant time of the year for produce. I think it's probably the most bountiful. I think people often consider spring to be exciting, I guess, because all this new stuff's coming on. But I think at this time of the year, I think you're right. There's a lot going on. Well, Chris, thanks so much for telling us about the Hamilton Farmers Market, and of course also the Taste Farmers Markets New Zealand Awards, which you can find up at tastefarmersmarkets.org.nz. And really look forward to continuing this feature every week, looking at a different farmers market around the country. We'll catch you next week.
Great stuff. Thanks to the team at Taste Magazine, and don't forget to get online, vote for your favourite farmers market, and we look forward to sampling some of New Zealand's best. Thanks, Glenn.
Cheers, Chris. See ya. Chris Ford.